What's up, everybody? I'm Tucker Carson. Right now, right here, everyone. Before I might get kicked out or be severely something, I'm here making an interview with President Michael, president of the micronation of Paceia, in his room to begin with. So how you doing, Michael?
Oh, I'm just doing fine, Tucker.
So, President Michael, what's the situation you got yourself into in this conflict between you and these so-called war-hungry terrorists been terrorizing the region? What you got something to say about it?
Well, what I can tell you about the conflict I'm dealing with here, Tucker, because of the war-hungry terrorists been causing skirmishes across the territory, and I'm looking forward to eradicate them and for sure to bring peace in the region all over again.
So the thing is about your so-called micronation of Pacha, as you call it itself as a republic and all that. But the thing is, how you claim you're all about make peace with everybody else, but you got yourself in a war of these terrorists being, as you claiming they are attacking main parts of the area or something in the neighborhoods. Like how are you able to have something about back this up or something or anything like how you even get involved in this?
Well, to tell you, I started my micronation as a sovereign micronation republic. But about my micronation, I pretty much made it as a nonpartisan, parliamentary, representative republic and constitutional republic. To tell you, well, the thing is to tell you, some of the you might find as a joke, but also how I keep the system intact and be supported, and plus how I to tell you, I remain this micronation to be peace, and I pretty much want to promote peace across the territory of mine I create. But the thing is how the terrorists they were causing skirmishes or any. First of all, they were beginning with small terror groups been ravaging the territory, and so what I did, I eradicated everyone. I just want to eliminate them. But now I'm dealing with a true force that wants to go against me, like these war-hungry terrorists I'm dealing with. And to tell you that, as well as yeah, but pretty much I could tell you I'm doing successfully in this conflict against them.
And so how even you say before like you come up with this so-called war on wars, for example, like how are you able to come up with the idea for that, or how you even come up with one like something?
Well, to tell you your question, according to this war I am making, but pretty much is to end all wars to begin with. And it's about to, well, the thing is how I started with wars for survival and defense purposes. There's a couple of them they try to destroy me, and pretty much I end up beat them back. And other things like
Could they be like something like a
I was about to get to the point, Tucker. If you are to have to do it again, I seriously will grab my baseball bat from my car and beat your balls like how I did to myself in one movie. It was painful and it's suffering. And it's not pretty. I'll tell you, my balls went purple with that to begin with in that movie. And I suffer amount of pain, but I'm able to recover thanks to my clone medical team that helped me to be in good shape.
sorry about that, I could tell you.
And to you, answer your question about Tucker, and pretty much I tell you, this war on wars soon is going to be a successful one, and to eliminate any threats in the area to make everything to be back to be peaceful once again for my citizens and the region.
I'm just trying to understand how you do this war, and you claim you can make this war to end all wars within the area you claim they're fighting in the area or for territorial purposes or something like that. Is that what you're saying?
And to answer your other question before, Tucker, about how much I I come up this micronation to begin with. To tell you that, I started an idea about Paceia to be as a parody nation towards America, where all they do is focus on wars. To me, I focus on peace, and there are satirical elements to it, as well as I work on how I destroy my enemies using state-of-the-art shit-based weapons. I come up with like diarrhea missiles, shit grenades, as well as cluster shit bombs, as well as the mother of all shit bombs to begin with. How I did one time against one micronation, and then sometimes others.
Excuse me, but did you just say shit-based weaponry? Wow, like how you even came up with that kind of idea or something? Like could you just use like normal like military tech or explosives used by the real life army or anything? Like how can you use your own shit to be as weapons to begin with?
Well, to tell you that, I don't have my clone scientists to come up ideas how to make practical explosives, but we know how to do basics. But we like to use for, like we come up with the idea of weapons of mass jokes. What I mean by that, as in shit based. Like I use my own shit as weapons, as bombs, and how I eliminate one micronation with a diarrhea missile, the way they suffer complete stench and misery. Plus, the thing is, like how a skunk uses his spray from his anus to splatter over on its enemies, just to make them go away, and they suffer the smell and stench. How bad is it to them? And stings their eyes. According to mind, it's gonna make them smelly and vomit.
And so like how you even build a budget for this kind of operation, or how you is able to build up your forces? Like while reading the facts, you describe it is like ludicrous, the kind of thing, or absurd. Like really, it's just nonsense.
Well, I could tell you about that. That's a $1 trillion question. But the thing is, I'm able to use my imaginations to make the budget to begin with. The thing is, whenever you come up with your own micronation, you can make is nonsense or something to like about or anything. To me, I like to use my imaginations with the idea. But also, like, when I even come up with a cloning machine to produce like 600 clones to begin with. Like half of them is the citizens and the other is for the military. And the other thing is like how I pretty much like use like universal basic income for my citizens to begin with, how to make payments. But still, I use $1 trillion budget come straight from my ass to begin with. And another thing is how I build it up. I could be as absurd as I can with my army, and so are they. And the other thing is that sooner or later, the war on wars is going to end soon, sooner than you think. I can tell you that. Well, everybody, that's a whole interview with President Michael. We wish for good luck and for his micronation to begin with. And that's all, everyone.